It's my first day with Bay TV tomorrow. Not sure how I feel about it, to be honest, because I'm not that interested in live TV. So I am praying that whatever work they give us will be interesting and varied. I guess we'll see. It's the end of my first week. It's going alright, to be honest. We've done quite a bit of recording for Bay TV, especially Vox Pops. Going about getting the Vox Pops was the most interesting part of it, to be honest, because most individuals did not want to be filmed. So, as an outcome of this tested our confidence as individuals, as well as finding appropriate people to interview, and henceforth proved difficult. I have a newfound respect for news reporters, as it is not easy to get solid content when no one wants to talk to you. We are midway through the second week of Bay TV. It's starting to slow down now, and they're giving us less and less work. Which is bad, because I'm looking to produce some content. However, and there's a however, we did film some Vox Pops, which I promptly edited to add to my portfolio. I will critically evaluate it when my portfolio is completed.
For this edit, my focus was on the flow of the piece. I wanted the Vox Pops to flow in a smooth and concise manner. My goal was to match them and place them in the appropriate order. I think I achieved this aspect well, as the format and layout I put in place allowed for the individual's voice to be heard, whilst keeping it short and sweet. Another priority was to uphold the codes and conventions of the piece we were creating. As we were doing Vox Pops that held the potential to be shown on the BBC, we had to make sure the framing was on point. As a group, we decided to stick with the standard go-to camera angle by framing the individual in the right of the scene. This was essential, as it brings a sense of familiarity to the shots and allowed for the subject to be seen, as well as his or her surroundings. As you can see on screen, I was successful in this respect. Upon editing this, we had to uphold to BBC standards in how we formatted the edit. For example, we had to edit the audio for the scene by putting it onto 3 channels and reducing the sound by -10 decibels. This was the industry standard for being put on TV, so I made sure that my edit had this format. If I was to redo this piece, I would perhaps allow myself more time to shoot, as then we would have a wider array of opinions and would make it more credible. And that is my critical review of my first edit in my portfolio.
It's the beginning of the final week and we have to make a pitch for Bay TV. If I'm being honest, I'm quite looking forward to this, as we have free reign and so we can produce anything. And if I'm being honest with you, it should be very, very interesting considering who I have in my group. Haha. Alright, so it's the next day and I now know what we're doing. We're doing a game show-esque pitch with George as the host. It's effectively a would you rather, but the guests have to elaborate. Hopefully we get some good footage, but judging by the host and the guests and the charisma that they have with each other, yeah, I reckon we'll be alright. It should be alright. It's the next day and we've actually done the shoot. I was on sound, so I had to sit there for the whole time. So in my opinion, it was a pretty chill shoot. The sound came out alright, thank God, but there was so many complications, literally. I remember there was someone walking upstairs and literally, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, it's just poor construction. But you could hear every footstep and I was just creasing. I was just like, please stop walking, and we're doing a shoot here. But it subsided. And we got around to finishing it. I'm going to head off to edit it soon, because it's going to be good. It's going to be a long one. I reckon it's going to end up being about 11 minutes or so setting in with the preset. And yeah, I will critically evaluate it when I finish the portfolio.
This is the final product for the pitch for Bay TV. My priority whilst editing this was to focus on my cuts. As we had a 3-camera setup, I was spoilt for choice for shot combinations, but decided to focus on my own formula. I decided I wanted to cut it so it focused on the 2-shot as well as the host shot. I would look for vocal cues and then place the appropriate shot. I feel this worked in my favour, as the transitions between shots felt fluid and concise and allowed for easy viewing. For this shoot, we decided we would focus on a 3-camera setup. We had 2 DSLRs to the left and right. and then we had a full-on television camera in the centre. We went for this format as it was a setup for a chat show, as shown to us by Bay TV, so we were eager to make sure what we were doing was concise with the industry standard. I think this was key, as it brought authenticity to the piece and allowed the audience to engage with it. However, upon reviewing the shots, I decided that I didn't want to use the middle shot, as I found it a bit dull, so I focused on the 2 DSLR shots more so. A major issue that I came into whilst editing this was the green screen. As we were shot in the film studio, we were reliant on a background as we did not want to stick with the original green. I was told by Bay TV that I had a day to edit this, so I rushed the green screen aspect of the edit and focused more on the flow. This resulted in the green screen looking rather rough and choppy. I like the colours of what I chose and think it works, but due to the fact that it was not done correctly and some of the colour flowed onto the subject's face, it distracted from the overall feel of the piece and thus hindered it. If I was given more time to edit, I would have been able to implement a smoother green screen and thus make my piece 10 times better. I was on sound for this piece. I believe I was successful in this aspect, as there was no static or background noise, and we as the audience are able to hear this clearly. Have a listen.
Let's change channel like at that point.
If this was a thing and you got offered either one of these 2 options, if you said I want to be one of those dancing horses, would you actually become one of the dancing horses?
I don't know. They don't look like they live a good life. No. Forced to dance, Just doesn't seem like
or you'd be one of those racing dogs.
Have
you seen those? Fucking
again, no. They don't look like they have a good life. No.
Aggressive things, those things are.
The only minor problem I can see with this is the fact that the audio has a bit of an echo to this, but this was out of our hands due to our location and is a minor problem. And that is my critical analysis of my second piece. For this edit, I was mainly focusing on a stylistic approach. As a group, we decided to implement a poetic style to this documentary, so I decided to have fun with my edit. I was assigned to edit the head shop. As the interior of the store was quite modern and hip, I guessed the target audience was young adults. This meant I wanted my edit to be hip and cool. I implemented the reverse effect in this piece. I used this as it looked interesting on screen and fitted in with the beat of the soundtrack. This creative choice was used several times in the final product, and I think it works well in making this edit appear fun and energetic. As the store was a head shop, I wanted to go with the theme of almost a hippie-esque look. This is why I went for the soundtrack that I did. Have a listen to the style I went for. I felt this helped my edit greatly, as the soundtrack was interesting and complemented it well. After the introductory scene for the store, I wanted to focus on themes of community in the market. This is why when the man is speaking, I am showing scenes of people going about their business and generally being themselves. This is massively important to me, as the videos were made to enforce the ideas of unity and community, and so I wanted to make that clear in my edit. The market has helped so many people, and I wanted to portray it in a positive light to the best of my ability. A minor problem that arose from reviewing the footage in post was the audio. The interviewee's audio is fine, but my audio is muffled. This proved a nuisance, as it is somewhat difficult to hear what I'm asking. I have solved this problem by putting titles in that state what I had said. I also put in the original audio in, as I feel by doing so, it makes it seem like more of a conversation instead of a statement. And that is my critical analysis of my third piece.